Hello and welcome to another 8-Bit Armies video. This one is a C versus C on Rivertown between up here, our boy Landslide in the red, and over here Carnage in the light blue. Absolute tippy top tier players going at it with the CVC. Same economic start build. Aggressive Xenodogs here from Landslide. And I'm interested to see in this matchup whether they're going to go straight for the late game, whether they're going to go for this tripod spam, which I think is very bad, but everyone else seems to only play, or whether, and this is honestly what I'm thinking might be the likeliest, although it hasn't been there, if there's going to be a ton of Xenodog spam. When I was playing a lot of Cranioids and learning it, I was told by my boy Tiger Style that in Cranioids versus Cranioids, the thing to do is to mass build these habitats and mass build dem Xenodogs, and it looks like Carnage is definitely going to the Tiger Style school of CVC on that one. However, Landslide is going for the heavy factory. So I'm going to go for some of them blast bugs, which might early game be a good counter to some of these Xenodogs, but will not be incredibly useful against this. Now, from these openings, these could just be openings and it could show nothing about the late game, but I'm going to assume from these that with the focus on heavy factories, that there will be more likely a tripod spammy play coming from Tiger Landslide. Just saying every good player's name right now. And with the air and ground coming out, it looks like there's going to be more of an overall focus from Carnage, and I would assume that he's going to go towards those late game, getting those aggressors. He's actually going to go heavy into aggressor Xenodogs, which is sort of the very ZVZ style of this, going with those Zergling Mutalisks, except Mutalisks look a bit funny in this game. So this looks like perhaps this is a matchup that they played a few times before, because this seems to be sort of quite a possible counter composition to this. The stink bugs to get in the middle of the Xenodogs, and then the Cranioids to pick off these aggressors. And chasing this Harvester is not going to go very good for these Xenodogs if they get hit by these stink bugs, but they're not. They're going to get out of dodge quite safely. And this solo aggressor now is going to put on damage. This is definitely how I like to see Cranioids getting played. A lot of harassment, a lot of being around the map at all times with your units. However, that's going to get caught off by these Cranioids before getting the kill. A little bit of a slip up there from our boy Carnage. He's got a few more. Got some Xenodogs sitting about. Not quite packs of aggressors everywhere. If you really split up the aggressors in this and just send like 2 right click shift right click, 2 right click shift right click, 2 just send down here, you could be hitting this one, you could be hitting this one, or maybe the one up there and the one there at the same time, and then he definitely can't get Cranioid infantry to multiple of those. Even if he has some Cranioid infantry at one of them, you can move that away. You know, I like to see this sort of very multi-pronged harassment in this faction, but these stink bugs are really gonna kill off a lot of those Xenodogs, which is putting Carnage in a slight bit of a scared position. He has also not pumped out quite as many workers as Landslide, but hopefully when he starts using these aggressors, he can remedy that. This aggressor here looks like it's going to get caught, although it could. Yeah, it's definitely going to get caught now. And as I see it fly away on the minimap without getting caught, I feel slightly stupid for the victorious man in his cockpit there. These guys can fly over this guy probably without taking too many losses. Going to take that one. Going to look up here. Hopefully he'll look around the back. But at the same time, Landslide is pushing in a bit. Although these blast bugs were not incredibly well micro. They were sort of just sat in front of the army, and with the extra firepower that comes from the aggressors, Carnage managed to win that fight quite heavily, and here it is, exactly what I was saying was going to come out. The reason there was no air which is one of the main things that lost that fight so badly, is because Landslide is going to go for this tripod spam. Now, we have seen the tech 2 tripods by Carnage. I'm hoping that we see a tech 2 late game when we get some really strong late game coming out here in the form of Mothership, Blast Bug, and little floating brains, whatever they're called. But right now we're seeing the slight lack in mobility of this army being slightly abused here by Carnage. Although this guy might get away. No, I think he's going to take fatal damage. Suiciding all these aggressors in, but that's okay. He's got more. He's got more hanging around here. There we go. That's what I was looking for. More aggressors. More aggressors. They're going to come here like Ride of the Valkyries, cross this field, going to get a kill there, and hopefully going to escape with most of their lives intact. Multi-pronged harassment here from Landslide is very nice. Has the bridge scouted, pushed back these troops on the right-hand side. And depressingly no tech towards blast bugs. I would really like to see blast bugs coming out. But without blast bugs coming out, what we're going to see is tripods massed versus tripod aggressor. And I'm not sure which of those is better, because it depends on the number of cranioids. It doesn't look like there's a huge amount of cranioids in Zersod army, which is good for Carnage, because his aggressors do worse against cranioids, but will be better in the tripod versus tripod matchup. There are a lot of cranioids coming in from Carnage as well. And but not a lot of aggressors still left up. This army is going to get horribly pushed back, and I really think he needed to tech to the blast bugs faster. Big teleport into the back though. Very well played here from Carnage. Going to take out the TC of Landslide, remaking it in the center here. And not even enough sent back by Landslide to defend this, although he's going to be pushing in with a big scary army up the front. Almost nothing but trouble is being made here. He did actually go up to be able to get blast bugs, but that's going to get taken out now. And has Carnage done it? Nope, Carnage has not gone up. He's just going to try and hold off with this army. Got a lot of aggressors. And tripods are tankier than aggressors, but aggressors do a lot more damage. So if you're managing to get enough out, aggressors can still do pretty well one-on-one in the tripods. It's these Cranioid infantry down here that are really going to make the trouble. If he can have enough of his Xenodogs kill them off, then he will end up being better. A lot of Landslide's money has been wasted on resetting that town center, and this little teleport army is still in the back causing havoc for Landslide. So as Landslide's army here is gonna get cleared out, although a lot of rockets you can still see going to these Cranioid infantry, they're being a big pain for Carnage. What can we see? Money wise, they are pretty even. Both on 3 harvesters, I believe. No, 4 harvesters for Landslide. A more diverse army setup from Carnage, which can give him more of ability to make some of these plays. And now that their economies are pretty low, we won't see them expand for a little bit. They won't see them tech up a little bit. Just teching back so he can make his tripods again. And he's just going to start massing those tripods again. I think going to blast bugs would have been very nice for Carnage, because the blast bugs would have stomped out a lot of these Cranioid infantry, giving his aggressors more chance of hitting better targets in the fight, which would have utilized their higher DPS than the tripods much better. But now he's just going to go back to trying to keep Landslide's economy down with this aggressor harass, while Landslide's just going to straight up push the front with a small little harassment group here. The army down here not really poised to defend some of these points. Have his army blobbing about. Like a true StarCraft 2 player. The little harassment force up here is gonna get caught by a landslide. It looks like he's sending his army up here to see what's happening, and these aggressors. Ooh. No, and now they're gonna run in this side, but no, they're gonna wiggle out this way, and they're gonna run back into them, but then they're gonna back. Huh, and are they gonna run into these? No, they're gonna just squeeze on out around the top by this, like, unless they don't. Unless they just don't. And then they will. Good job there by Carnage, who's also pushing across the middle bridge with quite a large force. Gonna definitely get a kill on this here, and might even try and push out. These Xenodogs rather than the Cranioids are an interesting touch. They're gonna push back the tripods, and this might not be a great thing though. The defender's advantage in 8-bit armies is very, very strong. He needs some sort of big advantage, I feel, before he makes a push like this. He's going to back off. That push worked out. Killed a harvester. Didn't lose too much. Like to see him spreading out more and more harassment forces. He just really has this one harassment force right now. Hasn't got as much split out, just taking stuff out all over the place, but he is going to get a kill there. Some undefended targets on the side here he could take, but Landslide is going to push across the center. He has this little team down the side doing some work. But on the bridge, it's not a very good idea because you can get horribly concave from the other side. And now he could horribly concave Carnage, but he is having to run back. He doesn't feel that his army is superior at this point. Lots of Xenodogs taking a lot of hits here, allowing the tripods which are at the back to take some heavy hits from these aggressors. But now that the Xenodog front line is out, he's going to back off, kill these harassing forces around the side, and hopefully start moving with these forces again. Zerson Saras is going to back up. Landslide moving around his big blob over here. Carnage waddling about to the side. Gonna find some of Landslide's troops just sitting around. Back forces are pushing in. No harvester here. This means that Landslide is now down to only 2 harvesters, which is really putting him on the back foot to the 4 of Carnage. Carnage has done a good job at keeping up the harassment throughout this game, even if it hasn't been as multi-pronged as I would like. And he now has a big amount of tripods. He has less of these Cranioid infantry because he put so much into Xenodog production. These aggressors playing around is a nice little addition of DPS that he has, which Landslide does not. Only 2 of his aggressors actually shot there, wasting a bit of DPS. Oh, and now these forces are coming over the bridge. It's not good to get caught at the end of the bridge. Both sides going to stay off this. This point is very awkward to be in the middle of this map. It's very hard to fight over, because you end up just neither of you just want to be there, so you just stand at the edge hitting with artillery if you can. Though neither side here seems to want to tech up to that artillery. Little aggressive force up here is going to take out a harvester, but lose a lot of his army. That might not have been a worthwhile trade at this point when he's already so ahead. Once again, Landslide trying to push over the bridge. Going to get pushed back again. Pushing over that bridge is just so hard, but this force at the side is winning, so Carnage is going to have to break some of his troops off here to go and defend that point. Going to get it. Pushed a bit over the bridge as well. Once all the Xenodogs are down, he's back off. Pushing this force at the side away, but he doesn't want to chase them too far. He doesn't want to leave his front too open to a landslide attack, even though coming over that bridge would be very deadly for him. Sort of chinking of these big old tripods here. Actually, not 2 disparate army sizes here, and Carnage still has a big group army in the middle, which is going to take this this advantage that's been given to him and manage to push across the bridge. But he might not want to be across the bridge now that Landslide has joined these 2 forces up and is pushing down on this left hand side. He also has a small force down here pushing up the side, just making sure Carnage cannot expand to too many points on this map. But the push from the center is coming in now from Carnage. Gonna do a lot of damage again. Might even take out the command center again. As long as he can hold this force here, and with defender's advantage, he might have a good chance to. He's going to move his units back so that they are defended by these buildings. The buildings will tank some of the damage from this army. And there is just no force here to defend from landslide as Carnage is just pushing up into it. These buildings taking the brunt right now for Carnage's forces. Carnage might even be looking to just win by a base race here. There is so little to defend from Landslide's side that he knows that if he can just cull down this force slightly with by waiting as long as possible for as many units as possible, then he's in a very good shot to win this base race. Yeah, this attacking force from Landslide now is just so small. And there is still this big old TC to take down. Looks like, there we go. I thought my replay crashed there for a heart-pounding second, but that was just a little lapse in excitement from the plays there. A bit of micro on the other side. And this is going to be the last building to kill because Zerton. Landslide, sorry. Just has no buildings left. Very good, very fun game here from Landslide and Carnage. A nice little callback to the game that I haven't been on too much lately. I'll try and keep making some videos here and there when there are some good games to show. If there is another tournament held by Game Replays or by someone else, I will definitely try and keep up those videos. Thank you for watching, and I am sorry for how as Dissonant would say, how rusty I've been. With perhaps some of my knowledge of the names of buildings and of players. And thank you for watching.